Hey guys, I'm Bennett from Courage WoodWorks, and today I'm just going to show you how to rough out a basic platter slash bowl. Now when you're turning a platter, it doesn't need to look nice, it's just making it so it'll dry out quicker. So the second part of this video will be coming out in a few weeks on how to finish it up. So enjoy the video. Okay, so since I made my last video, we moved, and this house actually doesn't have a workshop, so they're working on it behind me. You can't really see anything, but they just laid down the concrete today, which is really exciting. So basically all I've been able to do is wood turning, because all of my other tools are sitting in a storage unit. So I've made a lot of bowls recently, and I just got a lot of turning stock. So today I'm going to make a quick video on how to rough out a bowl. I'm doing a platter. So I got this big cherry log, not that big, but I'm going to show you the process that I do from start to finish on roughing it, and then I'm going to let it dry out, and then next month I'll make another video on finishing it up. So yeah, let's go. So I have this jig here, and the way it works is basically there's a bunch of little holes on it, and I have this brad nail, and what I do is I drill 5/64 holes throughout here depending on what size I need. So basically I'm making mine 11 inches, so I'm going to drill a hole at 5.5 inches, and then I will plug this in there, and then also I found the center on my log, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drill a 5/64 hole in there, stick this in there, and you'll see how it works from there. Alright, so I'm going to use a worm screw to attach this to the lathe. Now my worm screw is 7/16, so I'm just going to drill a hole in my log and mount it. Okay, so I have my bowl chucked up, and I have the tailstock pulled up to it, and I actually bolted in my lathe to my table because I know this is going to wobble a lot, and if I didn't do that it would rattle around the table, and there's a good chance it would fall off just because of how small this table is. So let's start. I'm just going to try to rough it out and try to make it round. Okay, so I have the back turned. Now don't make this exactly how you want it, and don't go very thin, because this is going to be rough and it's going to warp quite a bit. So I just turned the tenon, and you got to make sure that the corner right here is perfectly flat, because when you put it on the truck, that's going to be extremely important so that it rides correctly. So now I'm going to turn it around, stick it on the chuck, and we can go from there. So what I'm doing here is I'm bringing up the tailstock. I'm going to push it against the wood, that way I can make sure it's all the way in the chuck. Alright, so the rough turning is done, and it by no means looks good, and this is not even going to be what the final shape looks like. This is just to get the bowl thinner so it dries out quicker. The entire point of rough turning is not to make it easier for you to turn it, it's so that it dries out a lot quicker. So right now it's actually around, I don't think you can see that, it's around 19.5%. That's the moisture percentage. So that just means out of water, this is 20% water. So basically what I'm gonna do is put anchor seal on it and just like let it dry. But because of how wet this is, and because I need it next month, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pop it in the microwave for a little bit, and this just really helps bring out some of the water. I tested this on a smaller bowl I made. Now what I would say is don't do it a whole bunch. So on that one I got some small cracks, but you really can't tell. But it's just you don't want to go too far, because if you microwave it for too long or do it too often, it just dries it out too quick. So I'm just gonna do it a few times at 30 to 40 seconds, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'll just wrap it in anchor seal and just let it sit in my attic, because it's really hot there and it should dry out better there. So I'll just let it sit there for a month, and next month I can show you my other video. So let's nuke it. Okay, so I microwaved it in sections of 45 seconds, a minute, and a minute and a half, and that was actually working pretty well. So basically, the only issue I had is a small crack in the middle, and that's just because towards the end I went to 2 minutes, which was a big mistake. Or not that big, it'll probably turn out. But the outside is now around like 10%. And once you dig in, it's still around like 15, 20, because it was like 25, so it's going down a good bit. And it also has already started to warp. Don't know if you can see that or not, but it's already starting to turn to an opal, which is good because it means it's drying out. So let's see. I'm gonna just see if I can show you this. Right there, that small little crack. That's the only issue I had. So I should be able to turn that out and make it look fine. So basically I just have a plastic or a paper bag here filled with shavings from the turning. and I'm gonna stick this inside, and then I'm actually just gonna go put this in my attic because it's really hot up there and dry. So I'll leave it there for a few weeks, and I will finish making this bowl on my next video. So hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would help me out a bunch. Now, if you want to check out my other turning videos, you can see them on the next slide.